Going to Louisiana where my true love waits for me. It rained all night the day I left, the weather it was dry. The sun is so hot I froze to death, Susanny, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, no yours must for me. Your Vango de Alabama, banjo and me rodeo. Hello everybody, I've got a great cheap old banjo here today. This is a 1920s Supertone Dixie Wonder. You'll see all the decoration on this, which is typically would be inlay of, usually it's mother of pearl on banjos, but this is actually, these are just stenciled on, it's painted on. But it's neat. It's just a cheap old 1920s catalog banjo. Nothing fancy at all. What's cool about this? Couple things. I mean, it's great. It's a very affordable instrument. These, I'm pretty sure, these are the original tuning pegs that were on it. I had to replace this peg. So this peg here, this is a true ebony peg on the 5th. It broke off on me. But these pegs back here, these are the original faux ebony tuning pegs, I'm pretty sure, that shipped on the banjo. One thing I really like about this example, it's got a nice maple neck on it. I love where the varnish on the neck has cracked. It's got, like they call it crackling, I guess. It's crackled. And then it's filled in with dirt and grime over the years, so you have these I think it's real pretty, this black crackling in the varnish. It's not structural at all, of course, but it's just in the varnish. I think it's real pretty. It shows the age of the instrument nicely. And it is actually, that's a fairly high quality, that's a nice piece of maple in the neck. I mean, this banjo sounds real good for being a cheap banjo. Let's take a look under the hood. You can see the Supertone label in there. I wonder if I can tilt her upside down. Yeah. You can see the label and everything in there. It's got the Stewart style fasteners here, wedges and the clamp. One thing I'll always point out on these banjos is you see these slotted domed head screws. That indicates a cheaper instrument. When you see hex bolts inside the banjo, you know you're dealing with a slightly finer instrument. When you see the slotted screws, you know it's a bit of a beater, a cheapo instrument. But this is a nice cheapo, and you can see it's that spun over rim where it's spun over on a piece of wire on top and bottom, just like a Stewart rim. So they're knocking off the old Stewart banjos. By the time this was built in the 20s, Sam Stewart was long dead, and SS Stewart, I think, had ceased as a company to be anything functional. You can see it's got probably a faux ebony heel cap, and it is cracked. That's typical. Again, this isn't structural. I mean, that's just something you see a lot. We had to repair that. Really nice, cheap old banjo overall. I did put an antique no-knot on it. And you have a reproduction coal bridge there. And this is just a standard frosted head from Remo. Wish I had old out of back. Down the road, down the road. Everybody's looking off down the road. dragging him back down the road far as I've been. All these women want rowdy men. It's slipping out of tune a little bit because these strings are fresh. These are Labella number 17 nylon strings. And incidentally, I will say I ordered this frosted head from Bob Smackula up in West Virginia. I highly recommend dealing with Bob. He's got real good prices, and he has a great selection. He's easy to deal with. Okay, everybody, that's all I want to show you. There's not much to say about this. It is I do believe Supertone was distributed by the Sears Roebuck catalog. So this is a fairly typical 1920s mail order banjo. Nothing fancy about it, it's just a real nice example. The label inside, just so y'all know, it says it's a model number 414, Dixie Wonder, Supertone banjo, and it says guaranteed for 1 year against defect in material and workmanship. So this is a 100-year-old banjo, and she's still running. Run, Jimmy, run, Paterola get you. Run, Jimmy, run, you better get away. Okay, thanks for looking.